the
studio,
studio,
Almira.
Almira.
I'm Hans, and this is Yani.
Hi.
And girl, can we just stop and talk about that swag?
I know, right?
Thank you. I appreciate
God.
I love it.
Thank you.
So thank you for being here and
Yes, of
congratulations on your new single, Hardest Part. Now we want to know, I mean in the lyrics you said about soul searching. So is this song about soul searching and what inspired you to write this song?
Yeah.
And is it the hardest part?
Oh yes, it definitely is about soul searching and definitely is about the hardest part. This song was really kind of like a message that I wanted to put out to the world, that when you are following your purpose and chasing your dreams, it's not as glamorous or like beautiful or as easy as people may think it is. And like, even for myself, being an Indonesian American artist, I've always felt kind of at the crossroads of like my two worlds and where do I really lay between those things. And I realized that like that's actually the most beautiful part of my journey, being able to like have two worlds to be able to be inspired by and be, you know, able to represent. And it's just one of those things, those songs where it's like no matter what you're going through in life, whether you're chasing after a dream, whether you're going through things within your own heart and your own soul, it's like you have to find a way to like push through it and, you know, be able to break through the noise. And that's the hardest part, but it's also the most rewarding part.
Wow. So is it your first single? It's not your first single.
No, it's not. Yes.
Okay, so for this particular single, the hardest part, what differentiates the hardest part with your previous singles?
Yeah, this song is definitely just kind of like my rebirth in a way. It's, you know, very mature, it's very grown, and it's very much like the message that I wanted to put out, especially as I continue to, you know, break into the Indonesian market and really show American listeners and viewers what Indonesian culture is. I know that Indonesian music historically is very ballad. It's very, you know, very much to the soul and to the spirit. So I wanted to be able to create that in my own way, but still kind of put my own flair and style to it.
Is it also why the music video of the hardest part being shot in Bali?
Yes.
Ah, okay. So is there any underlying message about that, or is there any certain reason of choosing Bali as the location for the music video? And how has it complemented the song?
Yeah, definitely. So being born and raised in America, you know, I'm so used to being the only Indonesian person that a lot of people know. And unfortunately, sometimes the only thing that people know about Indonesia from the outside world is like, oh, Bali. They're like, oh, you mean Bali?
Very much relatable.
And I'm like, there is so much more to Indonesia than just Bali. Like, that's just one part of it. But I kind of use that as an opportunity. I was like, well, if this is what people think it is, then let's give them that. And it was also, you know, kind of like I said, my rebirth, being able to showcase what an Indonesian princess looks like, how the environment, you know, shapes and like my song and like really adds to the storytelling aspect. And I just wanted it to be so much kind of like that island goddess princess, Indonesian princess. So my name means princess in Arabic. So I thought it was the perfect location for it to be the first music video that I shoot, you know,
lovely.
in Indonesia.
I love it. All right, so I mean, you incorporated elements of Indonesia in Indonesian culture, of course. Why do you think it's very important?
I think it's really important because, like I said, I'm usually the only thing of Indonesia that people know. So it's the representation aspect is like essential for me. And it's something that I want to be able to continue to put out in my music. You know, in the video, I have a child actor and she plays the younger version of me. But that was kind of like the imagery that I was trying to build. It was an ode to like my past self, the younger version of Almira that always wanted to chase after this dream. But what I also realized, it's like even now as a grown woman, you know, pursuing her dream, I'm still catering to that younger version of myself. I'm trying to heal my inner child. So it's kind of, you know, like being able to showcase my parents, who are like my actual real life parents in the video, and then like a young Indonesian girl. You know, I'm wearing things like a dastar in it. Like it's very Indo, so it's just, I wanted to be able to showcase it, but like I said, still show my own flair.
Or can you break down the whole production team behind your music, this particular single, and also the music video? I mean, who helped you to make the music, the lyrics, and also all the way down to the music video?
Yeah, it's actually, this song is honestly the perfect representation of my two worlds combining, because this song was actually produced by a really good friend of mine back in my home state of Virginia in America. His name is T. Will. And we created this song just off a whim. You know, he had made the beat and it was supposed to be like a relationship type beat. It was actually called Toxic, which is like so different than like what became of the song. But I just heard it and I was like, oh my God, like I need to write something to this. I really feel like I need to write some, some journey, soul spirit song. And we stayed up to like 6 a.m. recording in Richmond, Virginia, which is a city in Virginia. And we made this incredible record. But then when I came to Indo to shoot it, I shot with my videographer. His name is Dadong, and he was in Bali at the time, and it was just actually the two of us. We didn't even have a production team behind it.
Wow.
Just a point and shoot and me. And like obviously my parents and the actress were there, but other than that, like when we were on the beach, everywhere, it was just him
Two
and
of
I.
you.
No lighters, no gaffers, nothing.
Shut the front door.
Yeah, you would never believe it. But I think that's attributed to kind of like my hustle. Like that's definitely the American side of me. I'm a hustler, always being a first generation daughter of immigrants. It's like you got no choice but to hustle. You got to make it work. You got to pinch pennies. You got to just bring it to life no matter what.
One Virginian go to the another.
Yeah.
Hans is so like used to me keep saying Virginia, Virginia,
Yeah.
and then I told her the Virginia girl is actually coming. I feel like my little sister is here.
Yes, and Virginian people, like we have so much pride in our state. Like we always, like you guys don't know nothing about Virginia. Like that's really how we carry ourselves. But like when I say that here in Indo, they're like, Apaka Virginia? Virginia? I'm like, okay, never mind. I'll keep that over there.
All right, but we want to know your backstory. You know, when did you start singing? And you did, you entered a competition. So was that the first thing that made you, this is for me?
No, I've actually been singing since I was a little girl. Like I've always just kind of had a loud voice, and I've always loved music. And the first memories that I have of like R&B music were singing Mariah Carey and just being introduced to that side of music and R&B. And then when I was younger in like elementary school and middle school, I was a part of this organization called Indonesian Kids Performing Arts, which is based in Washington, D.C. So it's all Indonesian kids that all played different instruments, that were performers, and we all would just collectively perform together all around the DMV region. And I just was able to take all that performing experience. I did still kind of go the conventional route. I went to school, I went to Virginia Commonwealth University, and I got my bachelor's degree there, but I still, knew that I was meant to be a musician and an artist, and that was just something that I pursued after I graduated. And one thing led to the next. She did mention that I was on a competition TV show on NBC, which is called American Song Contest, hosted by Snoop Dogg and Kelly Clarkson, and I represented the state of Virginia. So that was definitely like my breakthrough moment, if you will, and I showcased my Indonesian culture on the show, in my performance and everything, and also paid homage to Virginia. So ever since then, it's kind of just been a, just a steady climb and a domino effect. Yeah.
What I notice about some competitions is the most powerful voice should come from a small Asian girl. Oh my God.
We are known for it.
They're known for it. But as you were mentioning before, being the first daughter, the first generation of immigrants in the United States, and then also getting into the industry from all different sides of it. We want to know, what challenges did you find where you face in balancing and blending these two cultural backgrounds of music?
Oh, definitely so many challenges. I got so used to being the only woman in the room sometimes, and obviously being the only Asian woman in the room sometimes. And I always felt like people thought they knew me before I even had the opportunity to say what I really am and showcase what I really am, just because Asian women sometimes have that narrative that they're supposed to be a certain way and fit in a certain box, and I couldn't be anything more of the opposite. I am very outspoken, I'm very strong-headed, I'm very much, all about my individuality and embracing your unique features and stuff, and that's something that I really want to be able to showcase even more as I break into Asia and Indonesia, just because it's a generational thing, and it's definitely hard to be that and know that you can be that if you don't see that. So that was definitely one of the challenges, lack of representation. Also kind of lack of resources, being a first generation daughter. It's like I never grew up with a uncle that worked in Hollywood or something like that. It's like we don't even have any family in this country. Like how am I supposed to make this work? But back to the record, the song, The Hardest Part, it was just like following that voice and following that inner desire. Like I know there's going to be a way. As long as I know that there's a way is going to be made.
All right. So that would be the message that you want to convey from the hardest part. That
Yes.
there's always a way as long as
Yeah.
you put your mind into it.
Well, yeah. As easy as it sounds, it's not that easy.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
All right. Well, we also want to know: are there any Indonesian musicians
Yes.
or that you know come into mind and have inspired or influenced you?
Yes, there's one in particular, Agnes Monica. If it wasn't for her, I feel like I would not be able to even do what I do now. It's just, I see so much of myself in her, and I see so much of what she's been able to do for the Indonesian population and Indonesian women, and just being able to push that, narrative and that culture forward. So she's definitely someone that, like, when it came to Indonesian singers, it was just being able to see her perform and dance and sing. Like, I attribute so much of like my vision as an Indonesian artist to her.
Well, if Agnes Mo is watching at the moment, and I know some of people watching at the moment,
Yeah.
they should, they have the, habit of cropping it into a certain clip and posted it on TikTok. If Agnes Mo is watching this, Almira is ready for you.
I love you, Agnes.
All right, Almira, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And to grace our studio with your beautiful voice.
Thank you
So
so
beautiful.
much. This was such an honor.
And of course, your swag. I love that. Yeah.
Love it.
Can we have more
Don't
of this
play.
kind of girl in the studio?
Don't play with those Virginia girls.
And we hope nothing but the best in your
Thank you
journey
so
of music.
much.
And we are waiting for more singles from you.
Yeah.
Yes, so
So-
much more to come, more bilingual music to come.
Oh, yes,
Yes.
please.
All of it.
Yes, please.
I am ready to take on that full responsibility of being the bridge between the two worlds. Okay.
Yes, love it.
Hear that?
And please do come back whenever you're in town,
Yes.
right?
Makasih. Thank you so much.